Wow. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the third video of this series. Last night we froze. It was super cold, but that's why. There's snow on the ground. But it is 7:41 a.m. and we're getting a late start. Our phones don't work because it's so cold. Our phones never went off because it's so cold. Our phones are sitting up here on the dash overnight, charging and whatnot, and they keep dying, or they keep shutting off because the cold temperature thing keeps showing up. So our alarms never went off, so at 7:41 we planned on getting out at 6:45, which is just before daylight, and we're not really sure that we're gonna be seeing much this morning anyway, so I'm waiting on Weston to get back in the truck. We're gonna kind of make a little game plan and figure out what we're gonna do for this morning. We didn't really plan on waking up late. We planned on going and hitting this first little knob that's pretty close to us. We really need some sunshine, but we're gonna figure something out. This is my first time to hunt officially in the snow, which is really, really cool. I'm very excited. Fresh tracks and blood trails will be easy, so this is gonna be super awesome, guys, and I hope that you guys are excited about it as well. But we're fixing to have to jump out and throw some warm clothes on. It's 24 degrees and the wind's laid down a little bit, it looks like. How's that wind?
Not bad, actually. It's
Not
worse
bad.
last night.
Good. So the wind has laid down a little bit, which is gonna help a bunch, but we're excited to get this day started. Getting dressed and ready here, and Weston's gonna bring the jet boil in the truck so we can boil our coffee in the truck, drink it, get warm, and then skedaddle for the hills and for the mule deer. The wind is a little bit bitter cold, but the temperatures are hanging around 25, 26 degrees. Wind's blowing out of the north at about 8 to 10 miles an hour, and it seems to be picking up now that the sun's gotten up a little bit. It's about 9:15, 9:20, somewhere around in there, and everything is covered in snow. Super awesome. But this big hill right here in front of us, we're gonna go over the top of it, and we are gonna see what's on the other side. We haven't really hunted much on that side of the road. Most of our hunting has been taking place around over there. So we're gonna go check out a couple of spots real close, come back, make lunch, and then this afternoon is gonna be really, really good, and we have a really good spot. So we're gonna go check these two out real quick. And if we see a couple of deer, and we see them bedded, or we watch them bed down, then we'll make a play on them and see if we can't get up there and get a shot. We have still yet to see a good buck. All we've seen is spikes. So if it comes down to it, this afternoon or after tomorrow, it's just gonna be doe killing time, which is fine with me. I apologize for the wind noise, but this is gonna be a fun, super fun hunt. This is my first ever snow vlog on the channel. My first time ever really seriously hunting in the snow that I can remember. And so I'm pumped. Like, it's gonna be cold, but I'm pumped. We got the steak and the bacon going. We went up to the top of that hill over there, looked on the other side. We didn't see anything, so I didn't film very much. Plus, the wind was howling like crazy. But we're fixing to eat real quick. We got some whitetail backstrap, and then we've got bacon, and then we're gonna throw on some eggs as well. We're gonna eat good, and then we're gonna book it east over in that direction. And we're gonna be real early. It'll give us time to set up, and then we'll start glassing, of course, and who knows, we may see them moving early, and the first doe that we see bedded up, she's hopefully gonna get an arrow. We're gonna go stick her. You look cold.
Yep.
Cold? I'm cold too. Well, actually, the only thing on me that's cold right now is my feet. So, other than that, I feel fine. My hands are warmed back up. But I'm excited to eat first and then go and shoot a mule deer. Because then we'll be eating mule deer backstrap. This is what the dash of a couple of public land hunters truck looks like. I think that kind of makes sense, but it is now, what time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, 1:05. So we had lunch, which was very good, by the way.
It was.
It was good.
It was lunch/breakfast.
Lunch/breakfast. It was 11 o'clock, so it was like a brunch, I guess. That's a fancy term for it, but we're going to wait a little bit longer. We got to go chop some firewood, I think, so we'll be able to cook dinner tonight. And then we're charging batteries up and we're getting ready to go for this evening hunt. We're going to go try a new area. We just got off the phone with John and Royce, and they hunted this same area last year, and they said, hey, go over here. There's a ton of good deer over there. They supposedly saw a 180-inch whitetail over here last year, and then all the mule deer bucks that they saw, the good ones were 140, 150 class, and so we're really running for some mule deer, some good mule deer bucks. I mean, I'm not going to be picky, of course, but if we see a big whitetail, a big old sucker like that, we'll go for a whitetail, because that'd be awesome. But
You pass a 180-inch whitetail on.
For a 140-inch mule deer,
Yeah.
you may be slightly crazy. The snow has kind of started to melt off just a little bit with the sun coming out, but it's mostly just around the roads. Everything else kind of out on the mountain or on the sides of the hills and stuff is kind of melted in some places depending on which side of the hill it is. But we're excited to get out because the snow should have the mule deer up on their feet, or everything actually. The wind's stinking howling. It's like 20-something miles an hour now. It's really picked up. And it kind of looks like the wind is going to be a little bit more in our favor just looking at it the way that it's blowing right now. We could be surprised and it could change, but we never really know. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little update. We are fixing to load our stuff up and hit the mountain, do some glassing, and hopefully come up with something tonight. That'd be sweet. But we're most likely going to be in the situation where we're going to have to circle deer and get downwind of them and put the stalk on them. It's kind of tough hunting in this terrain because it's so wide open, as you guys can tell. I mean, there's just nothing really to hide behind. Last night we put that stalk on that doe. That was in yesterday's video. You guys saw that. We put that stalk on that doe, and we basically bounced from cedar tree to cedar tree. We kind of got in a decent little area that had some trees, but we were going against or actually we were kind of on a time limit because of the storm rolling in. So we really rushed it. I mean, we came down the mountain and we got within 100 yards within like 10 minutes. I mean, we got in really, really close, really, really fast, and I think we popped out and tried to put binos on her too quickly, and kind of made some movement too quick, and so she spotted us, and she either went up and over the ridge or she went back further down into the valley. We're not really sure because we decided we were going to kind of slip back into the cedars and keep bouncing from tree to tree and get up as close as we possibly could from her. But we ended up not being successful last night, which was okay. We've still got plenty of days left in this trip, but we kind of had to move quick, and so we're really hoping that tonight we'll be able to see a good buck or see some does or something bedded down, and we can put the stalk on them, and it'll give us plenty of time. As long as it's early, it'll give us plenty of time to really take our time and be patient and get up on them and be successful. So that's kind of what we're hoping for, is to spot some deer early on and get up in bow range. He's good out to 100 yards. I'm good for 70, and I have full confidence in that as long as the wind isn't jacking us around too much. But this evening's going to be great, and I can't wait to show it. This is the secret to warmth. Hand warmer in the beanie.
That's what you gotta do. When it's 20 degrees, you gotta improvise, you know?
Where else are you going to put those hand warmers? In the boots?
Yep. Probably. You know, this snow on the ground didn't make it easy.
Yeah. We're just out here roughing it, huh?
Yep.
We're going to pack our bags. Got about 1 mile in. As the crow flies, it's like 3/4 of a mile, but when you take into elevation changes, it's going to be about a mile hike for us. We're going to pitch up on the top of one of these taller hills, and it's going to be a spot where we can see a whole lot down below us. So He just jet boiled up some coffee.
Yes, sir.
A little go juice. And then we're gonna hit the road. Or hit the trail. I apologize for the wind noise, but we have made it to the point where we're gonna glass. This looks awesome. Really open. We're gonna get on the backside of this thing and get the wind blocked, and we can see a long ways. Hopefully we'll be able to spot some good deer. Looking like it's gonna be a good afternoon. How far does it go? There's 1, 2, I know there's for sure 3. Real close to the fence. I don't know that you're going far enough up. So as you guys saw, we've got some mule deer does spotted. There's a huge bodied one, and I can't tell if it's a doe or if it's a buck. We're not very far from them, but it may be a spike, and that's why we're having such a hard time being able to tell. But these deer are doing exactly what we thought they were going to do. With this super cold weather that moved in, it's not even 5 o'clock yet. It's like, what, 4:45 or something like that? And they're moving already. And the past 2 days, we haven't seen any deer until 6 p.m. usually, or later. So it's good to see them up and moving early, just in case this little stalk fails. We can either get another attempt on them, or we can come back up here, glass, find some more, and go after them. But they're headed to our right and down into the valley, which is perfect because we can come around and get behind them and keep the wind in our face. This ought to work. And that little valley that they're down in is pretty close quarters. So I'm excited. We gotta finish packing just a couple of things up, and then we're gonna scoot over there and try to get one. So our mule deer, the doe stalk was a little unsuccessful, but we're seeing a couple of whitetails. I'm going to update you guys on the stalk whenever we get back to the truck because it's really cold. But I'm going to explain the whole mule deer stalk and what happened to us. Then we're seeing our first whitetails of the trip so far, and they're pretty big bodied. Kind of hoping that there's going to be a buck with those 2 does, but we'll see what happens. We're going to go back to our original glassing area from day 1, because that first morning we saw, I don't know, 10 or 15, maybe more mule deer. I mean, we saw a lot of mule deer, just no bucks. So we're kind of getting to the point to where, you know, we're checking out a few different areas. We're not seeing bucks anywhere, so it's looking like it's going to be a doe hunt, which is fine with me. It'd be a blast, you know, just as long as we can kill a couple of deer and bring some meat home. But we're going to kind of keep an eye on these whitetails for a little bit. It's starting to get dark and really, really, really cold. And then we're going to pack it up and head back to the truck. I told you guys I was going to tell you about the stalking of the mule deer and what happened to us. We took off. We saw him disappear down into a little valley. Turns out it was 2 other mule deer that we hadn't seen, and the other 4 that we had originally spotted from the hill that we were on a couple 100 yards away. They had actually moved and got in a really good position wind-wise for us. We were downwind of them. However, we didn't realize that they had gone the direction that they had gone. The 2 does that we saw as we were coming around the corner of this little hill, we saw them disappear down in the valley. We thought that was the group of 4 of them. Turns out there was actually 6 total mule deer, and the other 4 had gone up on top of the hill, spotted us, and boom, took off running. So nothing we can do about that there in that situation. We hunted hard this afternoon, and the weather was freaking brutal. I mean, it's like 27 degrees right now, and whenever we woke up this morning, it was 24. So it only warmed up 3 degrees. Tomorrow is supposed to be a much warmer day. We're going to go back to where we saw the most deer, and that was back over here off to the west instead of the east side of this particular unit. And so it should be really good in the morning. We saw 10 or 15 deer, mule deer, the last time we sat at this spot the first morning. And then we did see our first whitetail today as well, so that was pretty cool. We were hoping to see some bucks, see what kind of decent bucks running around, but it's been really strange. We haven't seen any bucks at all in this area, so I don't know if they're staying close to the river on private land, or they're just further east or further west. We're not really sure. There's also a possibility that they could be further back behind us, further north, but you never know. So with the cooler weather and the way things are supposed to warm back up tomorrow, we may start seeing some bucks. I don't know. We're still hunting hard. We're spending and putting a lot of hours behind the binoculars, which can kind of give you tunnel vision at times and kind of sucks, but we're doing it. We're doing it because we want to try to get it done. But tomorrow morning we're pretty much open to anything, whitetail, mule deer. It's going to be a ton of fun, and we will more than likely, I'd say probably 100%, get the opportunity to go put a stalk on something. So you guys want to stay tuned and be excited for that. Be sure to hit the notifications bell for all you guys that have subscribed, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're doing fun stuff like this all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to share these videos, hit that thumbs up, drop a comment. I love you guys, and I'll catch you tomorrow.